Hello. The G-Man.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh. Or rather, in the hazard suit. I took the liberty of relieving you of your weapons. Most of them were government property. As for the suit, I think you've earned it. The border world, Zen, is in our control for the time being, thanks to you. Quite a nasty piece of work you managed over there. I am impressed. That's why I'm here, Mr. Freeman. I have recommended your services to my employers. And they have authorized me to offer you a job. They agree with me that you have limitless potential.
Oh, really? Oh.
You've proved yourself a decisive man, so I don't expect you'll have any trouble deciding what to do. If you're interested, just step into the portal, and I will take that as a yes. Otherwise, well, I can offer you a battle you have no chance of winning. Rather an anticlimax after what you've just survived. Time to choose.
I don't really have much of a choice, so yeah, I'll have to take it.
Wisely done, Mr. Freeman. I will see you up ahead.
Yes, I will see you in Half-Life 2. Which I kind of did the first 3 chapters back in 2018. But that's besides the point. Alright, so I think that was Half-Life. Yep, that was Half-Life. The original Half-Life. Alright everyone, well, thank you for watching my playthrough of Half-Life mostly for the PC version. I've done the first 3 chapters of the PS2 version. But yeah, Half-Life, this was a pretty cool game. This was actually a good game. I actually had a lot of fun with it. I did have a lot more fun with it than I originally thought I would. Yeah, there are some issues, there are some problems, some inconsistencies, my gripes, my annoyance, but overall this was a pretty good game. So, is there supposed to be like credits, or is it just going to be a black screen with background music? And it's kind of funny how there's still HUD elements. Like, I don't know what's all that about. So, am I like free to exit out or what? I mean, like, normally when the game ends, we get the credits and then it takes me back to the main menu. Okay, I'm back. So after some, off-screen technical difficulties that I was working on, so yeah, that was Half-Life for the PC. Again, I had fun with this. Again, I had my complaints with it, but again, I don't regret playing this game. I mean, it's funny. This game came out in 1998, and I was born in 1997, so this game is almost as old as me. And being able to play this, 22-year-old game, yeah, it's just a crazy adventure to play an old ass game. Of course, I have played an old ass game before, Doom and Doom 2. Those games were made back in 1993 and 94, but of course we're talking about Half-Life. But yeah, Half-Life. Now, gameplay-wise, it's shown its age, but it's completely, back then, it has been competently made, but by today's standards, it's like, But hey, that's just kind of the nature of these old games. They don't exactly age well, but we can appreciate them. We can we can respect its legacy from back then and possibly a couple of years ago or even by today's standards. And now story wise, it's serviceable. I mean, I'm sure that this game has a deep story, a deep lore, but in my experience, we're just an everyday man, Gordon Freeman. He's like 27 years old. He's a scientist, theoretical physicist, I think. He was late to work and was doing an experiment, and well, that experiment has gone wrong, and now we have to survive, get to the Lambda complex, and get to Zen and beat the big fat fetus, which is a weird boss, and which was a hard boss, but I eventually got it. It took me a couple of tries, and then we met the G-Man at the very end, who gave us an offer, and now we're just waiting until we emerge, in Half-Life 2, which again I have done the first 3 chapters of Half-Life 2 back in 2018, which I will eventually do Half-Life 2, but first I had to go through these videos, upload them, edit them, that kind of stuff, because if you guys have, well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. For these past few days, I've mostly been marathoning. I have been marathoning a Half-Life, and I mean, it was just that fun. I just couldn't keep it down. Like every few days or even the next day, I would just do the next few chapters because Half-Life was just that fun. So yeah, and again, the story, it's serviceable, and yeah. Now the weapons, the actual weapons, you got the pistol, the assault rifle or SMG in the vanilla Half-Life. Because this Half-Life, this version of Half-Life I played had the HD pack, which does make the game a little bit more prettier, but still, there are still some rough textures. But like certain weapons, their models have changed. In the original Half-Life, your pistol in the original game, the pistol was a Glock, the Glock 17. But the HD version, it's the Beretta, the Beretta M9. And in the original game, your main automatic weapon, it was an SMG MP5, the MP5. But in the HD version, it's an M16. And of course, weapons, they mostly retain their original style, but obviously a lot more cleaner and more detailed. But yeah, again, back with the weapons, we got the pistol, the shotgun, the rifle, the crossbow, the Tau cannon, the glue-on gun, the Hornet gun, the rocket launcher, and of course we do have our explosives, the frag grenade, the trip mines, the satchel charges, and the snarks. And yeah, all those weapons, they serve a purpose. And yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to talk about anymore. I mean, I guess you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Half-Life, it may be an old-ass game, but it's still a pretty good game. So yeah, so stay tuned when I do the expansions, Opposing Force, Blue Shift, and possibly Decay on the PS2. Maybe, I don't know. I'm making no promises if I will do Decay on the PS2, but I do promise that I will do Opposing Force and Blue Shift, and then eventually doing Black Mesa, and eventually doing Half-Life 2 and its expansions, Episode 1 and Episode 2. So yeah, I still have a lot to do with Half-Life, and I don't know if I will do all of it in this year, or I will probably have to continue it in 2021 or something like that. I don't know. But of course, I am getting a bit ahead of myself. So yeah, everyone, thank you for watching my playthrough of the original Half-Life, mostly on the PC version, and stay tuned for future Half-Life videos. So yeah, this is me, Mediocre Racer 72, on the Mediocre channel, and I will see you guys next time. Later.